answer those questions. You can take time. It will be open for at least 1 month time. So take and write each question. Be mindful of what you are writing, because based on that, I will be writing a research article based on the responses that you have given. Because you are the future India. Who knows, the President of India might come from this group. The Prime Minister of India might come from this group. Who knows, some civil servants, majority of the civil servants come from the sciences background, engineering, IIT background. So who knows? So you are the leaders, you are the responsible people for future India. So how do you think? Let me understand your perceptions of universal human values. What is the importance of values and how do you see it? And the different questions are there. So please note down this Google link. Please write it down. So a few minutes. Please note it down. Should I spell it so that everybody can listen? HTTPS forms 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 dot CLE AD capital T 89 YQ capital B capital K 4 capital H small h 3 KW 6. So this link you can access and fill your responses in this Google form, and I will go through that and I will see what are the emerging trends on this particular important topic. So I will pass on that link to your faculty also. So if you have any problem, so you can take from your faculty. So meaning of the national flag. Saffron stands for renunciation, disinterestedness, courage and sacrifice. Renunciation, detachment. It's a value. Celibacy is a value. People who choose celibacy should abstain from sexual relations. And people who want to marry, they should commit to the fidelity, marital faithfulness to the partner, the sexual faithfulness towards the spouse. And renouncing other sexual extramarital affairs or sexual relationship with others. Detaching sexual relations with others and maintaining faithfulness to the marriage partner. So renunciation is a value, is a virtue. So stands for saffron stands for that virtue. Disinterested. Courage to express yourself. Courage for stand for what you believe. And sacrifice. So our nation now, we are enjoying many varieties of benefits and comforts and advancements, and we have many blessings we receive from our nation, from our institution, from our different institutions, social organizations, because of somebody's courage, somebody's initiative, somebody's sacrifice. So we should always maintain the attitude of gratitude to acknowledge their sacrifices, their bold and courageous efforts to secure national unity and harmony, and we should reciprocate or respond to that, so that we devote themselves to that kind of sacrifices for the future generations and present social context. So white symbolizes the truth, peace, purity, holiness. So white symbolizes the truth. Here we see the Ashoka Chakra, the wheel, represents the righteousness, progress, moving towards the development, collective well-being, perpetuity. The 24 spokes of the wheel represents the 24 hours of the day. So throughout the day, how righteous we are, how close to the truth, how truthful we are. That is the meaning our national flag is expecting from us. Our national flag, our founders of our nation, our forefathers of this nation, has a message through the flag, national flag. They are inviting us to commit ourselves to the purity of thought, purity of the action, purity of our conduct, and our contribution to the peace, personal peace and family level peace, and societal level peace. In 2002, let me share with you my personal example. I was pursuing my PhD, doctoral studies in the University of Hyderabad in anthropology, at the Department of Anthropology. So I discussed with my fellow research scholars from different universities and from our university, some professors. So I came up with an NGO called Peacemakers. I established an NGO called Peacemakers, and we moved to the villages nearby our university, adopted few villages, started working wasteland development, and people were given assigned lands 50 years ago. Till now, they don't have a demarcation on their land. If one person wants to go there and cultivate, the other person will come. How do you know where is your land? So no demarcation. Government gave the land, bulk of 50 acres to the 20 families 50 years ago. Now their grandsons and their families are multiplied. Nobody knows where their particular piece of land. So our NGO entered there and started taking the responsibility of meeting the government, bringing the government to plant the borewells, and organizing the people to cultivate the collective joint farming society we facilitated, and they started cultivating. Government gave grants to them. So small little step of responsibility towards the rural peasants or poor farmers who have the land but they don't know where it is, because government officials, unless we negotiate, unless we lift our voice, demand for our rights, and once we make a meaning, sir, you gave me land, but show me where is my land. That kind of guts, or that kind of organizing themselves, or approaching the government officials, it did not happen. 50 years passed, but they have names, they have lands, but no production in there. If at all one person takes initiative and cultivates, the other person will come and break his head. Why? Are you a hero or what? Cultivating here. Do you know where is your land? Then let us know where is our land. No, that kind of organization did not happen. So trying to build some youth groups to fight the corruption at different levels, and identifying some social problems and facilitating the peace committees. Youth groups are very energetic. They want to do something, but they don't know what to do. They simply collect money, enjoy, and they drink alcohol, they smoke, They celebrate dances and they go to movies and they ride the bikes very fast, they break their legs, their parents cry, and these kind of things are happening. But what is the responsibility? We are educated. We are not only literate, we are exposed to science and technology, we are exposed to the constitution, we are exposed to the rights of the individuals sanctioned by the government. So people who are illiterates, very close in the vicinity of us, very close to living in our neighborhood. What is our responsibility towards that? So we conducted tuitions in the villages, and in one village, out of 50 students, only 5 students used to pass per year, 10th class. We went there, conducted a tuition program, full pass, and the toppers crossed the border of 90%. One person got 100 out of 100 in mathematics. So, you cannot do everything in every village, but you can do small thing, little thing, some positive thing, giving a sweet experience to at least one family, at least one village. As an organization of peacemakers, as a non-governmental organization, we approach the government and help people. We approach the villages and schools. We facilitate the tuitions in a small way. In a few villages. This is my personal experience. Why? I see. It's peace. Why it represents, symbolizes the truth, peace, and purity. So, if every single individual takes the responsibility, how our nation will be. That is the kind of thinking. Our national flag is passing a great meaning, great message to his present and future generations to come. You must be a peacemaker in your family and in your college, in your neighborhood. You must be a responsible person in your family, in your college, and in your neighborhood. In the long run, to the nation at large, you should be responsible. So that is the message. This is a great sublime thoughts. This is a huge message. The entire country is going to celebrate the Independence Day after tomorrow, right? So, are we able to underscore the meaning of the symbols we have? These are the holy symbols. National flag is a holy symbol for our country. We all hoist the flags, we all celebrate freedom. But where is the true freedom? Freedom from foreigners is secured. Freedom from our own people. People are corrupted, officials are there, corrupted, irresponsible institutions or teachers or parents or neighbors. That irresponsibility is costing us huge damage to our society. So, we people should build a consensus, a collective understanding, a collective responsibility to come up with a collective well-being and common good at the local level, at the regional level, at the country level. So, Truth gives us the true definition for our life. Truth sets us free from the bad habits. Truth liberates us from the bad friend circles. Truth liberates us from the pseudo-freedom. In the name of freedom, people give divorce to the truth. That is very bad. If you ignore the truth, if you ignore the reality, if you suppress the facts, then you are going to face the consequences. Then you are going to suffer the losses. Because if you do not practice that truth of human relations are built on the holy grounds of respect, dignity, magnanimity, modesty, honor. That is the source where human relations are to be built, cultivated, exercised, and expressed the ultimate meaning of life. So, communication Communication, language is the vehicle of culture, but relations are the connections through which we pass the real abundant life or the richness of life. The relations are the source where we explore the depth and width and height and scope of the potential of human beings, what they can become if they respect each other, what they can become, they treat each other equal. What the human beings can become together as a nation if they discover the honor, the dignity, the privacy, the individual freedom of choice, all these things, respect, honor, dignity, modesty, purity, peaceful social relations are all nurtured, are all cultivated on the basis of truth. So, we should find truth. We should scientific truth, social truth, psychological truth, from all different angles, wholesome meaning towards the life we live on this planet, in this present generation. So the green represents the prosperity, the vibrance, the life. So our constitutional the forefathers of our country who passed a resolution to this be our national flag. So green represents the richness of life, prosperity, and the agricultural production, and which gives us vegetarian food and all the rich life that brings the required vitamins to us. Not only vitamins for our physical survival and keeping a good health, but also it communicates the message of life. So what is the message of life? What is the green part of the life? We will explore next. National pledge. So what are the virtues and values that we frequently confess when we do the national pledge? So what are the virtues our forefathers or the fathers of this nation prescribed in our national pledge? India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, brotherly love. The family, the Indian family, we, the family of India, we love each other, brothers and sisters. So that fraternity, that brotherhood or the sisterhood, that brings the affinity, that brings the dignity, that brings the sanctity, that brings the permanence for human relationships to carry the family message, the family values. India is a bigger family. Second biggest human family in the world is India. The democratic profile of India makes it as number 2 in the world ranking. So, what is this big democracy? Believes in the brotherhood. The biggest democracy in the world believes in the brotherhood. So, how do we treat our fellow students, our fellow passengers in the buses or in the trains, or the fellow human beings that we live in the community? Brotherhood and fraternity. I love my country. I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. Love, the concept of love. Love the country, love the family, love the institution, love the system of the bodies of legislature, the executive, the press. So loving the country means many things. Loving the country means many things. I love my country and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. So feeling proud of the heritage of the country is one side of the coin. Whether the country feels proud of you or not is the other side of the coin. So, will you give the new meaning to your life so that your entire country will feel proud of you? Will you begin from your family? Do your family feel proud of you? Do your institution of this Malareddy Institute of Technology and Science, you are here in the first year, you just enter the college and you are beginning your journey of the first year of engineering. At the end of the fourth year, will you make your institute feel proud of you? That is the other side of the coin. So, you feel proud of your nation is your national contribution to you, and your contribution and payback to your country will be is much more awaited, much more valued by future generations to come. So I shall strive to be worthy of it. I will strive to be worthy of it. Striving, thriving, driving, craving for what? Striving for excellence. Excellence means excellence. Striving for positive self-image. Striving for the bringing the glory to the nation of India among all other nations. Striving for great things in life. So excellence is not an incident or accident. Excellence is the result of high intention. Excellence is the result of high intention, sincere effort. I am giving you a quotation of Aristotle. Aristotle, the great Greek scholar. So how did he define the excellence? Excellence is not an incident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort. The third aspect I am not able to remember. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, and diligent implementation or execution of it. And it is not a choice. It is not a chance. It is a choice you make. It is a combination of excellence. Is a combination of wise choices of many alternatives. You have the freedom to do whatever you want. Once you leave the house, the parental control will not be there. Once you leave the institutional control will not be there on you, and you are free in between. So, wise combination of wise choices of many alternatives. There are many alternative choices, but you need to be deliberately choose wisely the very important decisions. Excellence is the result of wise decisions of many alternative choices. You are not going to waste a single minute on the campus or in the journey or at the home. 1 minute management, that's what making the difference altogether. After 5 years, if you know the wisdom to manage a 1 minute wisely, brilliantly, smartly, with a high intention, you have a high intention, a great benchmark set for yourself, and you want to move towards in that direction. So every minute you should know how to manage a single minute. Once you are master in managing every single minute, then you will be after 5 years in the entire nation, your name will be heard, and the entire nation will feel proud of you. That is where your engineering and technology will make a difference. Once you are smart enough to plan advanced enough to manage your used time and unused time wisely, every minute That is the kind of responsibility. That is the kind of commitment. That is the kind of honor, respect towards the life is expected from each one of us. So, I shall always I shall always strive. I shall always strive to my parents, teachers. Hey, you are happy or what? Good. Thank you for that. Thank you for your claps. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your energy. I see great smiles, but I want these smiles to be permanent. Not only temporal, but also permanent. Not artificial smiles. A smile that carries a value. A smile that carries a universal human value. A smile that brings a smile in others also. A smile that makes meaning. A smile that when you reflect on your own mind, that makes it feel proud of you. Respecting parents, respecting teachers, respecting the speakers, respecting the audience, respect. What does it mean by respect? Should I come to you? Okay, so respect is the entire values of the world can be categorized into two categories. All the virtues, values, all these things can be categorized broadly into two families. The family of respect, the family of responsibility. All the virtues, umbrella concepts. The umbrella concept of respect, all the values of the world, people, groups, can be categorized into two bigger categories. The umbrella concept of respect. Under this, huge list of virtues will come, values will come. Under the responsibility concept, many things will come. So, unless you respect your life and respect others, there is no meaning in life. Unless you feel responsible for your time and your body, your mind, your family, your finances, your every move you make, every sound you produce, every gesture you make, you are responsible. You are responsible. Every word you speak, every decision you make, every single rupee you spend, every moment of time of entertainment you spend, everything, you are responsible for that. If you are not responsibly behave with that kind of thing, that means you do not respect your personal reputation, you do not respect your personal image, that means you do not respect your own personal life, that means you don't respect others, you don't respect yourself, you don't respect your family or teachers and neighbors and the elders and the authorities in this nation. So, if we do not respect our national flag or the meaning of the national flag, if we do not respect the Constitution of India or the laws it sanctions to us, and the values, the rights, the responsibilities, the privileges that Constitution bring a basket full of all those things, if we do not respect, that means you do not have self-respect. If you do not have self-respect, you will not have self-confidence. If you do not have self-confidence, you will be oscillating. You will be not having a direction or wisdom, purpose or meaning. You will be a victim, you will be a sufferer, you will be a loser, you will be a kind of burden to the family, burden to the nation, and you will be behind the bars sometime. Because a person who do not respect others is punishable according to the court of justice. If you violate the laws of respect that are sanctioned by the Constitution of India with others, if you humiliate or violate or abuse or rag or bully or cause other people to commit suicide or cause other people to grieve or cause other people to disturb, you are subjected to stand before the judge. You are eligible for punishment. That's what the Constitution of India says. That's what the courts of justice, the lawyers, the judges, the systems are in place. So, all the virtues and values are categorized into broader families: the family of respect, the family of responsibility. If you respect yourself, and then you will try your best. Every single minute, every moment of time, you will take responsibility to build a positive self-image, to identify what are the positive attitudes and to cultivate those positive attitudes, to identify what are the negative attitudes and to hate those negative attitudes, to quit those negative attitudes. You will cultivate the positive attitude. When you bring the light, darkness will go. When you bring the positive attitudes, when you acquire those things, negative attitudes will lose hold on your brain, on your mind, on your lifestyle. So, I shall give respect. I shall give my parents, teachers, all others respect and treat everyone with courtesy, with the gratitude. So, those are the values that our national pledge is bringing. And to my country and my people, I pledge my devotion. So we should be committed. We should be devoted to the national integrity, to bring the harmony, to bring the unity, to bring the collective efforts. We should do our part. That's where our devotion, our commitment, our personal responsibility, our active citizenship matters for the nation. Each citizen, if they think somebody will take care of that part of responsibility for the nation, let me enjoy my life and waste my life, kill myself. Then if everybody thinks like that, what will happen to our nation, our family, our future generations? So vanity, emptiness. That's why to respect and to behave worthy of our nation and our heritage, we should be very committed citizens. Active participation in the things that bring unity and harmony and promotes the respect to others. In their well-being and prosperity alone. In their well-being and prosperity alone. And that means